Welcome to October and welcome to my video game channel. I've got 3 video game recommendations for you this month. If you're like me, it's helpful to have some games to focus on for the month to stay invested. I really struggle with that analysis paralysis, so I analyzed and I picked some games and I'm gonna recommend these games to you as well. We'll start with one of my favorite games, A Plague Tale: Innocence. This game absolutely nails the medieval grimdark vibe, which of all the spooky vibes is my favorite. You play as a young girl, Amicia, and after your home gets attacked, you are tasked with rescuing your sickly brother, Hugo. This is no easy task as a plague of rats has taken over the countryside. The gameplay combines elements of stealth, action, puzzles, and narrative. You'll need to sneak around guards of the French Inquisition, but every once in a while you can take them out with your trusty sling, and there's even a boss fight or two. Different, unique puzzle elements are introduced throughout the game, and while they aren't always amazing, it definitely helps switch up the gameplay. The best part of this game by far is definitely the story and the vibe. This game can be really scary. You're running around France in the middle of the 100 Years' War with a rat plague going nuts, your brother is sick and needs help, and the final villain of this game, no spoilers, is just absolutely terrifying. Accompanied with Olivier de Riviere's magnificent soundtrack, you have a phenomenally spook vibe heavy game to play in the month of October. I'm planning on playing with the French audio too, just to fully immerse myself in the experience. You can also play the sequel, A Plague Tale Requiem, but I'm recommending the first game because it's definitely worthy of your time, and you should play the first game first. My second game recommendation this month is Nobody Saves the World. This is an underrated indie gem from Drinkbox Studios where you play as a small husk-like creature named Nobody and you seek to save the world. A calamity has been reawakened, and the only way to stop it is by using the transformation powers granted from a magic wand to transform into various forms, from rats to robots, and use these forms to clear dungeons. The game plays like a top-down action RPG, but this game really sets itself apart with its mechanics. You have different goals with each of your forms, and when you meet these goals, like killing 15 enemies by galloping over them, you'll unlock new abilities and new, even more powerful forms. You can even mix and match forms by using other forms' abilities and synergize your skills for ultimate dungeon mastery. For the way it presents itself, this game is surprisingly deep, yet it's very smooth and easy in its implementation. I don't want to knock its presentation too much either, because it's a big reason why I'm recommending this game in the first place. Nobody Saves the World has a real Halloween spooky-esque vibe going, but in a more Saturday morning cartoon type of way than a grimdark horror kind of way. The enemy design is scary and monstrous, including things like headless torsos, brains, and skulls. The calamity gives an aura of spookiness to the world, and there are even plenty of pumpkins incorporated in the game map, amongst other spooky and unique settings. Even your character's own transformations feel a bit like switching between Halloween costumes, and the lifeless hollow eyes just add to the spooky effect. This game can be pretty funny too. This game is fantastic, frictionless fun. Check it out! I always like to recommend a classic game, and seeing as Batman Arkham Asylum was released 15 years ago now, I think it's a great game to recommend this month. With Arkham Asylum, Rocksteady reimagined Batman video games and combat in third-person action games as well. This game has one hell of a legacy. Arkham Asylum sees you playing as the titular Batman as you battle the Joker, who has seized control of Arkham Asylum and has trapped Batman inside. Stealth, of course, is your key advantage as you use your grappling hook and cape as well as various other gadgets to navigate your way through the shadows. If stealth fails, the now iconic combo parry-based combat system makes you feel like an absolute badass as you beat the living snot out of some Arkham goons. The dark atmosphere of this game, as well as being a great blast from the past, makes Batman Arkham Asylum an excellent game to get into this month. This game holds up pretty well, and stepping into the shoes of the Caped Crusader is always an excellent gaming experience. On to some honorable mentions this month. I want to start out by saying that I've never been a huge horror fan, so if you've got a favorite horror game, definitely dive into that this month. They're just not for me. Otherwise, I considered Marvel's Midnight Suns. It also goes for the superhero vibe, and your home base is in a spooky abandoned abbey in Salem, Massachusetts. Of course, the Batman games themselves have a wide variety of sequels to check out. Final Fantasy XVI just got its PC port, and it looks a bit darker and spookier than most Final Fantasy games. I also considered hopping into Darksiders 2 or Hollow Knight this month, just for the spooky vibes. Hopefully, you found something that you want to play this month. Maybe you'll play with me as I adventure through with Batman, A Plague Tale, and Nobody Saves the World, or feel free to comment what game has you hooked this month. Keep it spooky, everybody.